Whether on radio or television, Jeanne Sparrow has had a voice in Chicago media for decades. Now she's taking what she's learned and sharing that wisdom in a new book called Fearless Authenticity. Lead better, sell more, and speak sensationally. She's here to tell us all about it. Jeanne, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Micah.
Oh my God, you've done a little bit of everything.
Yes,
and
I have.
you've done it fabulously, I might say.
Thank you.
And you decided to write this book to let other people know it can be done, or
yes,
what?
Because what I learned was when I went back to grad school, like a bucket list thing, and I realized that we know secrets from broadcast that everybody doesn't or isn't confident about the way we connect with each other.
Right.
The fact that we know we have audiences and we serve them.
Right.
And I think if everybody knew the things that we were taught that we take for granted in the communications world, we'd all be a whole lot better off. So I was actually convinced to share it because I didn't think I had a book in me.
Yeah.
But when I started my consulting business after my last show was canceled, I had a business coach who was like, "Yeah, you ever thought about writing a book?" And I was like, "No."
That seems like such a big endeavor to take on.
Yes, and you have to take it by bite-sized pieces.
Yeah.
That's why I tell if you have anything big to do, don't look at the big goal. Just do the little part.
That'll be intimidating,
It
right?
is.
Right? So authenticity. A lot of people aren't very authentic.
No, they're not.
So how do you become authentic or convince someone they need to be?
Well, you know what? I think when you start to see the gifts that you have, the uniqueness you have, and actually love yourself, then it's easier for you to stay in your lane and let other people shine too. I think a lot of times people get confused about authenticity and say, well, this is just who I am.
Right.
And whatever. And I think that's actually lazy. I think that it takes a lot more work for you to look inside and say, these are the things I really do well. This is what I was put here to do. Even if you're not sure what it is, I think it finds you. You're like, a lot of us wake up in middle age wondering how we got here, and it's because of all the choices we've made to get to this point, right? But if we take some intention to take stock, maybe a personal audit of this is what I do well, this is where I want to grow, this is where I want to go, then all of a sudden things start to fall into place, and then you're in this flow of everything, working with each other. But I think if you ever feel like you are out of place, or you have that weird feeling in your gut, then that's how you know that you're not being authentic or moving in an authentic way.
I always tell my kids, if you have that weird feeling in your gut, follow it, because it never lies.
No, it doesn't.
You talked about loving yourself. Seems to be the theme today, to love yourself. It's not so easy for people to do.
No, it's hard.
Yeah.
Even when you're a great person, even when you have people around you who love you, it is hard for you to look in the mirror, because you know what we do as human beings, and I think that this is a particularly American thing, but I think it's also a human condition. We always want to be better. So we always focus on the things we don't have, the things we don't do, and we overlook the things that we do have.
But look what I did do. Look what I have done. Look what I am.
We don't celebrate our little moments. And anybody who's like in coaching of anything, whether it's sports or business or anything, will tell you, you have to celebrate every little win, because that's what gets you to the next one. And that's the reason why everybody's resolutions fail too.
Right.
Because it's always focused on the negative. Why would we do that to ourselves, especially at the beginning of the year when it's already cold?
Right. Especially in Chicago.
Right.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So what are your tips to folks to get to that point where, that you are authentic, you are okay, it's all right, and let's celebrate the little bits, the little, because you have to. Okay, I've told you have to fail before you succeed.
Yes.
That's important. You can't just
No.
You've got to get to that point.
And you have to be okay with the failure not being a reflection of you, right? That yes, you may have failed at something, but you also succeeded at all these other things. So I would say the first question you ask yourself is what do you do and what's special about it? Like, actually look at the things you do every day, whether that's your work, whether it's the things you do in your church for volunteer, the things that move you, that you look forward to.
And you have to do it. You can't let someone else tell you.
Although I will say this, sometimes the people who love us tell us all the time those things that make us special, because it's the things we go, it's usually the things we go, oh, that?
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
you
right.
think
You're
that's
right.
special?
Right.
And that's the stuff that you can actually start to find the clues to the things that are really unique and special. Everybody, like in marketing, is always looking for that differentiating factor, right? It's right in front of you. You just have to see it. So I would say, look at the things that make you unique, and then see the benefits that it gives other people. When we start to see how we serve each other, that's really what we're here to do. That's what gives us satisfaction.
A lot of people think if you do that, you're being arrogant or stuck up or
No.
this, that, and the other.
No, I think that, well, I think you know if you're being arrogant or stuck up, because there is a certain ugly feeling that comes along with that, and it's empty. I think there is fulfillment when we realize how we affect other people's lives in a positive way, and then that keeps us doing, like like the first time you volunteered and did something, think about how you felt when you left there, right? And you don't have to tell anybody about it. That feeling
that's
is
another
just for
thing. You don't have to tell people what you've done.
Because that affects how you move through spaces. And I always tell everybody, your energy enters a room before you do. You bring your sunshine with you, is what my former co-host and good friend Melissa Foreman always says. But when you already know how you feel about what you've done, you don't have to say it out loud, because it's there in the way you relate to each other. When you meet good people, you already know who they are. And I think it's because they know the good they're putting out into the world. So if you can see that, that gives you a good foundation to build on and to keep moving forward with. And then you can also connect that to the things that are important to you. Like, what is important to you about providing those benefits to other people? What is it that makes you get up in the morning to do the things you do? And once you can answer that, a lot of the things that make it hard go away.
You talk about energy. And some people don't realize that everybody has a certain amount of energy. You could be bringing negative energy, positive energy, just exciting energy. There's so many different types of energy. How do we make people realize that? How do we change our mindset to know that you're bringing too much negative energy into this space? I need you out of here. Or, oh, I love when I invite her. She has such positive energy.
I think it's when you start looking at yourself, you increase your self-awareness, and you start to understand how you affect other people. I have a little exercise I make people go through, and it's something we do all the time with our work. When you look back at it, I call it record, review, refine. Where you record, like when you're talking about something, you record it, then you look back at it to see, did I say and did I communicate what I wanted to in the way that I wanted to? Like if I was an audience member, like watching me talk about that, did I receive it the way that I intended? Because you know what your intention was, but did it come across that way? A lot of times people are not aware of how they affect other people, how their facial expressions, how the way they hold their bodies, by the way they look at each other. You know, like if I was sitting here like this, turned away from you, you probably wouldn't engage with me.
Whatever.
Like,
Thanks,
whatever,
Jeanne, I appreciate it.
Exactly. But if we're open to each other and we're having a conversation and exchanging that, then other people feel that too. But we first have to understand how we enter a space. And if you ever have things where you're like, how did that conversation go so wrong? You may want to look at you have to stop
and
think.
Repeat, and what is it?
Record, review, refine.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Oh, what a great way to start the new year off here, people to people. The book is called In Fearless Authenticity, Lead Better, Sell More, and Speak Sensationally. You can find it at your favorite books retailer or on JeanneSparrow.com. We'll be right back.